Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. So guys, Dillian Whyte knocks out Alexander Povetkin. He performed very well. A brilliant performance by Dillian, the body snatcher. Povetkin, old man. You know, good performance. I don't want to take credit away from Dillian Whyte, but you know, Povetkin needs to retire. I think in the first fight, you could clearly see he was wobbling all over the place. He looked like his balance was off. He's an old man. He needs to pack it in because otherwise he's gonna get seriously hurt. I think they knew that they were vulnerable, and I think in the first fight he was very vulnerable. But I think Povetkin, if you look at it from the first round when Dillian Whyte hurt him, Povetkin became aggressive in the fight. The reason why Povetkin became aggressive because I think he realized he's not gonna last long. And I think it was a matter of time before Whyte was going to take him out. But Povetkin, I even predicted Povetkin will win because I just thought, Povetkin would. I thought his boxing ability would be too much and he would land another big shot. But Whyte actually showed me improvement because Whyte was actually avoiding his big shots, and actually he fought a very good fight. Some people thought he was being a bit too aggressive, but I think he was being aggressive to roughen Povetkin up because Povetkin in the first fight didn't like being roughened up. But Povetkin's old now. Povetkin's done. Like he hasn't got the same resistance, toughness that he once had, and he looks like he's on rubbery and wobbly legs all the time. So for me, I think his career's done. I think he should retire because I think otherwise he's going to get badly hurt. I thought it was a good performance, and hopefully now Dillian Whyte can go on upwards and onwards. I think a fight with him and Wilder is one that we want. What did you make of Dillian Whyte's performance against Alexander Povetkin?
I think it was all right. I don't think it was. He was throwing a lot of wild punches, and he could have really got caught there. He could have got caught. He could have walked onto something himself. It wasn't really clinical. He wasn't, maybe that's just the fighter he is. But it was a very risky fight for him because he could have got caught. He could have walked on easily to one of those left hands or right hands from Povetkin. He was throwing wild shots. Obviously, he got him out of there in the end, but he roughed him up, and he got the finish in the end. But he looked like this performance. He still looked like he could have been taken out himself. He's too open. His defense is very leaky. He's very poor. You can't be you can't be fighting like that at the top level. Obviously, Povetkin's old. He's done. So that's why he was able to get away with it today. But fighting the elite guys, you ain't gonna get away with stuff like that. Or even the guys that are decent. I think any of the top guys, even like someone like Ruiz, Parker too, even Chisora was beating him really until he got knocked out. So you got to realize his defense is very poor. He's there for the taking. And then a lot of people are talking about the Wilder situation. I just think that's crazy.
Do you think Wilder beats him?
I think Wilder's got the style. Like he could get knocked. White could get knocked out in a round against. Because as Fury said, you got to realize with Wilder, he likes fighters that don't have that movement, that good feet movement, a bit of head movement. And White's he's sitting duck really. I was even speaking to one of my mates, and even he said White's a sitting duck for someone like Wilder. That sort of style suits Wilder because he'll just be there for the taking, and they'll just Wilder's too fast. First of all, Wilder's too fast. People they just think, he's got a big punch, but he's too fast for someone like Whyte. He'll catch Whyte with something Whyte doesn't even see, man. If he was catching Fury with some shots, he's going to be punching holes in someone like Whyte that doesn't have that good movement, very poor feet work, throws wild shots himself. I can't see him beating Wilder. Wilder's too long as well.
Maybe if he lands the left hook or something.
Yeah, that's the only chance I give him. I don't think he can beat Wilder. I don't know. I think he's not, first of all, White's not got, I don't think Whyte will even knock Wilder out because even if he was to get him hurt, he doesn't have that killer instinct. I've seen it today. Like he had Povetkin wobbled a few times in there. He just didn't go in. Was he scared or what? I can't see him beating Wilder.
Plus the other thing is Wilder's going to have a huge reach over him as well. He's a lot taller.
And the thing is, those punches that didn't land on Fury will be landing full flush on Whyte, and I don't think Whyte will be able to take out.
Why hasn't got the?
I think Whyte will get knocked out within 1-2 rounds.
Yeah,
tops.
If Wilder is what he was previous to the Fury fight, Wilder is what he is. right, then I just don't see White winning myself. I think Wilder would flatten him. No disrespect to White, I like White. I think he's a good fighter. He's very improved. Remember, this is a guy that's not had much amateur experience, and he's at world level now. He's fighting at a very high level. So you've got to give him credit, and he's on the verge of a world title shot. But it depends what White wants to do. Does White want to jump into a massive pay-per-view showdown, into a massive stadium fight with Deontay Wilder, or does he want to wait it out? Because for me, he loses that fight against Wilder, and then he's not going to get a world title shot. So it depends on what Dillian Whyte wants to do. Does Dillian Whyte want to wait it out and wait out for a world title shot, or does he want to fight someone like Deontay Wilder? Now we know AJ and Fury seems like they're locked in. So Dillian Whyte's probably not going to get a world title shot anytime soon. Now, Dillian Whyte's a pay-per-view fighter. In order for him to stay on pay-per-view and keep fighting on pay-per-view, he needs to fight credible opponents. Povetkin was big because Povetkin knocked him out first time. But in order for Whyte to fight on pay-per-view, you need big fights. And Deontay Wilder would be a pay-per-view fight. People would happily pay for that. That'd be a huge fight. Wilder and Dillian Whyte could sell out, 70, 80,000 people comfortably in a stadium. You know, it's a big fight. And especially with what will happen with Wilder and Fury, because Wilder's probably a household name here now as well in the UK. People know who Wilder is. So Wilder, that would be a huge fight here in the UK. And I think Dillian Whyte needs to jump into big fights, because Dillian Whyte's the type of fighter.
34 years old now.
Yeah, Dillian Whyte's the type of guy that could be knocked out by anybody, to be honest. I'm being honest with you. Anyone that's durable that comes to fight could beat Dillian Whyte. Like for someone like Joe Joyce would be a problem for Dillian Whyte.
I don't think he can beat Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is just... I think Joe Joyce will get behind the jab and Whyte won't be able to do anything. You got to realise this isn't Derek Chisora. You know, Joyce has got a pedigree, man. He's been with the Olympic squad. He's better than Whyte. I've seen it, man. He'll just out jab Whyte and out think him.
And not just that, Joe Joyce has a very good chin. Yeah, he's also got a great. His work rate is good. He's also got a great engine. He keeps coming all night. So someone like that would be a problem for Dillian Whyte. So this is what I'm trying to say, that you've got for Dillian Whyte, you've got sharks everywhere, right? So what I would do if I was Dillian Whyte, I would look to be jumping in with Wilder. Now, I saw Sam Jones say that I would tell Wilder I would tell Wilder where to go. No, you don't do that. Why would you do that? Because Wilder's probably Dillian Whyte's biggest payday. He's not going to get a Fury or AJ fight anytime soon. They're locked into a 2-fight deal. Their 2-fight deal is going to go up until December or maybe late next year, right? Early next year. You're talking about another year from now.
The winner of that has to fight Usyk.
Yeah, you're looking at another year from that. Right, and you don't know, he may get a title shot by the end of 2021. Why does Whyte want to do that? Whyte needs to jump into big fights, unless he's going to see it out and just wait for a year and a half for his world title shot, which is crazy.
No, he shouldn't do that, man.
He should jump into a fight with Wilder, because that's like a world title fight, right? That would be his biggest win of his career.
The question is, will Wilder want to really fight Dillian Whyte? That's the question.
I think so, because Wilder called him out. Wilder called Dillian Whyte out. Wilder was the one that said, I want to fight Dillian Whyte.
But I just don't see that. Like, I don't think they have good terms for that fight to be made. I don't think.
What do you mean?
In terms, I don't think he gets on with Eddie Hearn like that for the fight to be made. I don't think so. That fight will be made. I don't.
Yeah, but now things change.
I personally feel if anything is going to happen, I think if Ruiz beats Arreola, Wilder will fight Ruiz. That's what I think will happen.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Because that's a good fight.
That makes more sense, because obviously they're both in the PBC stable.
But I don't know. I think Wilder would look at Ruiz as a much tougher fight than Dillian Whyte.
Yeah, he is though. He is, because he's skillful.
But this is what I'm trying to say. I think Wilder would look at Whyte as like a sitting duck for him. I think Wilder looks at someone like Dillian Whyte and thinks this is a much easier fight for me. Ruiz would be tougher because Ruiz has got better chin. He's also very fast of hands. Whyte's not as fast. He's not as... And Whyte's there for Wilder to land that right hand. I think that's why Wilder called out Dillian Whyte. I don't think Wilder was ever scared of Dillian Whyte. I think Wilder always felt that he would knock Dillian Whyte out. But I just think at the time, he just thought that I don't need Dillian Whyte. Why do I need to fight Dillian Whyte for? But I think now Wilder looks at it is that Dillian Whyte's developing a big name in the UK. It's a great opportunity for me to get my name back out there, and it's relatively, in Wilder's head, he thinks it's quite a comfortable win for him, comfortable fight. So
I don't know whether Wilder's thinking about whether to come out. I don't know whether he even wants to box. We don't know what he's doing right now. He's not coming out and saying anything, so we don't know, man. We don't know whether he's going to be boxing again, what his plans are. Is he just waiting for the winner of Fury versus AJ? Does he just want to wait? He's not really coming out and being clear, so I don't know, man. I don't know about Wilder. He's a funny one. You don't know whether he's coming out to fight again. What's going on with his career?
I'm a bit confused with Wilder as well. I don't know what's going on. Wilder, I want to see him back. You know, I want to see Wilder back. And like I said, a fight between Wilder and Dillian Whyte is a big fight. A fight between Dillian Whyte and Wilder. And like I said, I think Wilder would be able to get his name back out there. And also, he'll be able to shut up a lot of UK fans as well, because a lot of UK fans are calling him a bum and stuff like that. And now Dillian Whyte's got a win over Povetkin. If Wilder comes and starches Whyte, you know, Wilder, people will know that he's for real, and then they'll be talking about a fight with, you know, Wilder and Joshua. You know, those fights will be back in discussion.
Yeah, because he can't stay
Wilder's
active.
a great fighter. The thing is, Wilder's a great fighter. We need to see him back in the mix. You know, Wilder for me beats Whyte quite comfortably. So the thing is that Wilder needs to get back in the mix, and he needs to think. Wilder needs to look at it from his career that right now my career is nowhere. Dillian Whyte is a big name here in the UK. He's fighting on pay-per-view. He's doing well. So Wilder needs to look at it and think, you know what? I've got an opportunity to make a lot of money, right? Because Wilder Whyte might be even more money than Wilder Ruiz for him.
Yeah.
Because Wilder Whyte might happen in front of 80,000 people. I reckon 60, 70,000 people easy, right? The pay-per-view numbers would be crazy for that fight.
We got to realize Wilder might have that ego that why do I need to fight Whyte? I'm a massive name.
No, I don't think so, because like I said, Wilder's called Whyte out. Wilder's not going to have the same ego he had when he was champion, because he wants to get his name back out there. He knows, right? Wilder knows by fighting Whyte, he'll probably make $10 to $15 million fighting that. Even though it's not for a world title, it'll probably be $10 to $15 million, because the pay-per-view numbers for that fight will be crazy. The gate for that fight would be crazy, especially in the UK. That would make a lot of sense, right? Just the fight would be enormous here in the UK, and the pay-per-view numbers might be going close to 1 million, if not surpass 1 million. So I think personally, I think it makes a lot of sense for Wilder Whyte to happen here in the UK, because I think those numbers would be big, and I think the purse that Wilder would get would a lot. And also Wilder would look at the fight as a low risk. I don't think he looks at Dillian Whyte as a fight that he thinks he's going to lose. I think he thinks he would beat Dillian Whyte comfortably. And that's why I think Wilder will target that fight. Personally, I actually think Wilder would run for that fight. Wilder would run to that fight now, because I actually think Andy Ruiz would be a tougher fight for Wilder. I actually don't think.
Either way, he's gonna have to do something, and like he is gonna fight for sure. But let's see what his next move is, because you know he wants to become a champion again, and to become champion, he's gonna have to either fight Fury or he's gonna have to fight Joshua again. So he's gonna either have to fight Fury or fight Joshua. Otherwise, he's not ever going to become a world champion again. And to get to that level, he's going to have to fight stiff tests now. He ain't going to be able to do what he did before, fighting basically Brazil and fighters like that. It's every fight now for Wilder's going to be a difficult fight, whether it's Ruiz, whether it's a Dillian Whyte. They're all going to be fighters that have beaten decent names themselves. You know, if he wants to get that world title shot. So, you know, he isn't just going to be able to jump in there with Fury and Joshua without proving himself. He's going to have to go in there and beat a couple credible names. Then he'll get that chance. That's just my opinion. But, so, you know, Wilder needs to just think now, none of these fights are going to be easy, so I might as well just fight.
Yeah, exactly. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What do you want to see next? What did you make of Dillian Whyte's performance against Sasha Povetkin? Do you think Sasha Povetkin needs to retire? Do you think Deontay Wilder should fight Dillian Whyte next? Who do you think wins, Deontay Wilder or Dillian Whyte? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.